One of the things that we talk a lot about is separating hybrid events from digital first events. So the way I kind of think of it is digital events. This is a digital event. There's nobody anywhere. Then we have digital first events. Then we have hybrid events. Then we have physical events. And the hybrid
Right.
events are kind of just like it's a web stream kind of with maybe some added things to it. But the digital first event says the digital audience means more, or at least as important as the physical audience. And when we do that, the one thing that we do is that we take the speakers off the stage. We put them on either a screen or an LED wall, because now the speakers can be present with all of the audiences they have. We can put a bunch of screens in front of them. We can put 8 screens in front of them. We can have this is Cape Town. This is LA. This is New York. We can also bring other speakers in from anywhere in the world, and they're all on even footing with the current speaker, so they all look equal. We can still have return cameras. We can still talk to the people in the main plenary, but that main plenary can be in 8 cities, and all of them have a front row experience. And the watch party in Nigeria has the front row experience.
But that's a great production decision. John, you're talking about what you do in breakout rooms. I mean, what's your experience there? Because I think that I tend to agree with Alex about, multiple rooms and events, but look, I mean, that's from a producer's, point of view. I mean, I think there's breakout rooms and the level of interactivity. I'll be honest. I think that most people haven't evolved to a point where they're really comfortable interacting digitally, but tell us what you've experienced on that, John.
Yeah, so I kind of come at it from 2 different fronts. I come at it from where I was in the house of worship to what we talked about, where we did, the technology's progressed, where we did a major broadcast that everybody was connecting through different Roku devices, Apple TV and things, the way of connecting that and having some kind of local event. And just, it's one direction. I think the challenge to everybody we're talking about here is and we've had the chat functionality and things like that in the house of worship space, but also in other venues, we see that. And people, and how do we get them to engage, right, and communicate? And I think it goes back to like trying to look at ways to create unique value. One event where I'm working on planning right now is that where, to Alex's point, there may be a set of physical events that occur that lead up to the digital virtual event, right? And so, it kind of builds some momentum a bit, and then you kind of build out the framework by which, okay, here's how we're going to produce the event. And maybe want to bring some other elements in that make it unique and tell the story for a nonprofit that has a very unique message to their audience, but at the same time, they want to build awareness. So I think the challenge is getting them to engage on that one. And I think on the corporate event side or things in breakout rooms, I think that's still a bit of a challenge. How do we create the right message or value that gains the interest? If I went to an AWS event years ago or one of the Summit events, and I sit in the main platform, there's like 3 different venues, and each one had different headphones for different presentations that are occurring. That's great if you're physically there, but how do we take that? And I think that's one of the things I think we need to work on, really trying to help make sure that we help support the clients in doing that. And I know Dan has done a lot of that, and as Alex. And so I think that continues to be a challenge. We need to really kind of understand the value, because the technology, from my perspective, is there. It's a matter of planning and doing it that I think that we have to really make sure that it brings the right value.